Hey Leo, let's not waste time because November 18th, 2025 isn't just a date on the calendar. It's a moment that can completely flip your financial story. A shift is coming, and if you're paying attention, it could be the day everything changes for you. This video is your wake-up call. Not a generic horoscope. Not fluffy predictions. What you're about to hear is a real energetic alignment that happens maybe once every 12 years. It's rare, it's powerful, and it's got your name written all over it. Now, I know that might sound dramatic. But if you're anything like the Leos I know, strong-willed, passionate, a little stubborn, and definitely born to shine, you probably feel something building already. And deep down, maybe you've even sensed that the money struggle, the pressure, the limitations doesn't have to stay this way. You're not here by accident. People don't just happen to click on a video like this. They're guided, pulled, nudged by something they can't fully explain. Call it the universe. Call it divine timing. Call it your higher self knocking. The point is, you showed up. And that means something. So before we go any further, take a breath. Ground yourself. Because this isn't just about manifesting cash or waiting for luck. It's about understanding how the energy around November 18th is setting up an open gateway, something that could bring a wave of prosperity right into your life. If you know how to meet it. And I'm going to show you how. But first, let me say this: thank you. Thank you for being here. For giving your time and presence. Every like, every comment, every share, every moment you spend tuning in, it all matters. It fuels this space. It helps this channel grow. And it reminds me that people like you are out there ready to shift, to rise, to finally say, I'm done playing small. Stick with me through the end of this video, because what the planets are doing right now, and what the tarot cards have revealed, it's too important to skim over. There's a reason you landed here. There's a reason you're watching this now. And by the end of this video, I promise, you'll know exactly what you're supposed to do next. But let me ask you something, Leo, what pulled you here today? Was it a hunch? A weird feeling? Or maybe just that subtle thought, I think something good is coming, I just don't know what yet. Whatever it was, honor that. Trust it. Because your instincts, they've been right about a lot more than you've ever given them credit for. Now, if you're truly ready to meet this moment and claim what's meant for you, I want you to comment below and say, I'm ready to receive what the universe has prepared for me. Not just from a but for yourself. Make it real. Speak it out loud. This isn't just a video. It's an activation. And the storm that's coming, it's not chaos. It's not destruction. It's abundance. It's opportunity. It's freedom. Let's dive in. There's a moment in life when everything feels like it's been building toward one specific shift, one that doesn't scream loudly, but whispers with conviction. For Leo, that moment is November 18th, 2025. And no, that's not some mystical forecast to sell you dreams. It's a real energetic alignment that comes around only once every 12 years, and it's marked in the stars with a kind of bold, undeniable clarity that you can feel if you slow down enough to pay attention. The Sun, your ruling planet, the very source of your drive, pride, and light, forms a rare and harmonious trine with Jupiter, the planet of expansion and divine timing. This isn't just some fluffy idea about good fortune. It's like standing in the exact spot where a powerful wind is about to pass through, and if you raise your sail just right, you're not just going to move forward, you're going to accelerate into a version of your life you've only dared to imagine. The energy on this day isn't subtle. It's radiant. It's confident. And it speaks your language: bold vision, unapologetic desire, and a hunger to do more with your gifts. But there's something more layered happening too. Venus, the planet that governs value, beauty, and what we attract, is entering your financial sector. That means something is being offered. A reward. A surprise payment. An invitation. Maybe not in a flashy way, but something that feels both unexpected and exactly what you've been hoping for deep down. The kind of blessing that shows up wrapped in quiet timing and divine coordination. And when Mercury the messenger aligns with Pluto, the transformer, your next opportunity could arrive in a simple email, a sudden idea, a conversation that seems casual but ends up being a door you never knew you needed to walk through. And if we're really being honest, you already know this. Something in you already senses it. That's why you're still here, listening. Because your inner compass, the one you sometimes try to silence in favor of logic or playing it safe, is vibrating right now. You feel it in your chest. In your stomach. In your dreams. This is your season to be open to the unexplainable, the effortless breakthroughs, the golden moments that change everything, not because you worked harder, but because you aligned more clearly with what's yours. The cards reflect this too. The Ace of Pentacles whispers of a new financial start, solid, blessed, seated in reality but energized by faith. The Wheel of Fortune confirms the turning point is real. And the King of Wands? That's you, Leo. That's your fire, your decision, your lead. It's not about waiting for proof, it's about choosing to believe before the evidence shows up. These aren't just symbols. They're reminders. And if you've been walking around with questions, will things finally get better? Am I doing enough? Do I have what it takes? This is your answer. You don't have to know every step. You just have to recognize when it's your time to move. And this is your moment. Pay attention to the numbers that repeat: 8, 18, 888. These aren't coincidences, they're nudges. Gentle signals from the same force that led you here today. The same force that has no interest in watching you stay stuck, small, or silent. Let those signs affirm that what you feel is real, that what's calling you is ready, and that all you have to do is say yes to it. Take this day seriously. But don't take it with fear. Take it with the quiet courage that says, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the day that turns the page. Comment below if you're feeling that stirring in your soul. Say, I'm ready to unlock what's been waiting for me. Speak it into the space, not just so I can see it, but so you can finally hear yourself say it out loud. Sometimes, claiming it is the first door that opens all the rest. It's one thing to understand that a financial shift is coming. It's another to actually prepare for it intentionally, consciously, from a place of trust and grounded belief. And Leo, this next part isn't about waiting for some magical force to drop money into your lap. You and I both know that doesn't happen, not really. What does happen is that energy responds to action. Opportunities respond to alignment. And the universe? It responds to someone who steps forward with clarity, not someone who stays sitting, waiting for permission. There's something beautifully real about doing the inner and outer work at the same time. You don't have to hustle endlessly or prove your worth through exhaustion. But you do need to show up. This is about creating a space mentally, emotionally, physically for money to flow in and feel welcome. It's like preparing your house before a guest arrives. You light the candles, fluff the pillows, and open the door with anticipation. You're not begging, you're expecting. So when I suggest writing down a business idea or a passion project you've shelved, it's not about starting a company overnight. It's about declaring to yourself and to the energetic field around you that you're available. That you're ready to bring something to life. Because money doesn't just follow hard work, it follows movement, creation, confidence. That idea you've kept quiet about? The one you've convinced yourself is not practical or not the right time. That's the one you need to look at again. It might not be the full answer, but it's the spark that leads to it. And maybe, just maybe, this is the right time. Reaching out to someone from your past isn't about chasing help. It's about reconnecting with threads you may have left untied. Sometimes, a simple message can reawaken a door that was never fully closed. I've seen it too many times to doubt it. A long-lost contact becomes a business partner. A former colleague refers you to a new opportunity. Or someone who once inspired you reminds you of who you really are. These things don't happen by chance. They happen when your energy is open, when you're willing to participate in the flow, not just visualize it. Now, cleaning out your wallet might sound a little woo on the surface. But let's be real, how often do we carry clutter around without even realizing it? Old receipts. Expired cards. Notes we meant to use. If your wallet is a symbol of your financial life, what message is it sending? Clearing it out, writing down the number 888, placing a coin inside it's not superstition. It's symbolism. It's setting the tone. And don't underestimate how powerful simple symbols can be when repeated with belief. It's a ritual that reminds you, I'm choosing abundance. I'm choosing to hold space for more. Words carry frequency too. When you wake up and say, I am the keeper of prosperous flow. I am worthy of wealth, you're not just reciting affirmations. You're shifting your posture, your breath, your choices. You're telling your nervous system, we're safe. We can open up now. That single sentence, spoken with intention, changes the way you carry yourself and how the world responds. And then there's the visual side of things. Placing a small symbol like the sun or a tree of wealth near your workspace isn't childish or naive. It's anchoring your focus. It's a reminder of the energy you're calling in: growth, light, expansion. In the same way people pin family photos to feel grounded, you're pinning a vision of your next chapter. That matters. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show you're present. Every tiny shift you make in your environment, in your actions, in your language, it compounds. It builds momentum. It whispers to the universe, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm ready. So ask yourself, what can I do today, with what I have, to create space for the life I want? And if you're still with me here, Leo, comment below and tell me, I'm taking action one step at a time. Because when we put energy behind our words, we create motion. And motion, as you'll see, changes everything. You don't build wealth the same way everyone else does, and deep down, Leo, You've always known that. It's not in your nature to follow the crowd, to quietly tick boxes and hope life rewards you for being safe. You were born under the sun itself. Your chart is ruled by radiance, performance, impact. Which means that your path to abundance isn't about fitting in. It's about standing out. It's about using your presence, your creativity, and your personal story as the very bridge to your next financial level. Let's be real. How many times have you had an idea, a vision, a spark that felt wild or too much? And you tucked it away because the world around you wasn't ready to hear it? But what if I told you that the idea you've been sitting on, the one that keeps returning no matter how much you push it down, is actually the very thing that could change your income, your energy, and even your sense of purpose? Because money doesn't only come from systems and spreadsheets. It flows with magnetism. And your magnetism lives in your authenticity, your creativity, and the way you express your fire. In astrology, Leo is associated with the 5th house, the house of creativity, passion, and self-expression. This is your divine playground. It's where money follows inspiration. Where ideas become income, not because you force them into form, but because you let them breathe. You don't need permission to do what lights you up. You need space. You need stillness to hear the whisper of that crazy idea again. And you need courage to give it a name, even if no one else gets it yet. I've seen this pattern with so many Leos. The moment they stop asking, "Is this realistic?" and start asking, "Does this feel true to me?" everything shifts. Clients come. Collaborations arrive. Unexpected income appears through something they thought was just a hobby or a side project. And it's not because of luck, it's alignment. It's resonance. When your inner fire meets the outer world unapologetically, things move. If you're in a creative field, art, beauty, performing, teaching, coaching, healing, you already have the tools. You just need to reshape the way you see your gifts. Stop thinking of your creativity as something extra. It's not a luxury. It's not something to get to after work. It is the work. It's the source. And when you treat it like it matters, it starts to pay you like it matters too. There's a reason why some of the most successful people in the world didn't take the traditional path. They leaned into what made them different. Not everyone will understand your vision right away. But you don't need them to. You need you. You need to believe in the potential of the idea before it has form. You need to back yourself before the audience shows up. That's what makes you magnetic, and that's what opens the financial gates. So if there's a project, a message, a business, a product that's been burning inside of you, stop waiting for the perfect plan. Start. Sketch the rough draft. Record the first video. Offer your skills. Test the waters. Not because it's guaranteed to work, but because it's true. That's the currency you carry: truth, passion, courage. Speak it. Share it. Monetize it. Don't water it down. Don't wait for validation. Remember, you're the flame. You don't wait for perfect timing, you create it. So say it out loud, even just to yourself tonight: I'm the flame. I don't wait for the moment, I become it. And if that moves something in you, if it stirs even a hint of recognition, comment below and let it be known: I believe in the power of my fire. Because once you own that, the world has no choice but to notice. There comes a point, especially on a journey like the one you're walking now, where it's no longer just about calling in miracles. It's about building the kind of life that's ready to receive them. You don't need to be perfect, and no one's asking you to overhaul everything overnight. But Leo, if you're serious about welcoming abundance, not just a flash of it, but a steady stream, you have to look at how you're caring for the vessel that holds it all: your mind, your body, your relationships, your resources. Financially, one of the biggest traps I've seen, even in those with the best intentions, is believing that the universe will provide without a structure to hold it. Think of it like rain falling into your hands. If your hands are open but shaky, the water slips through. But if you build a container, one that's simple, flexible, but strong, that same rain becomes a reserve. That's why I always recommend what I call the 3-pocket budget. One pocket for security, your emergency fund, your breathing room. One for reinvestment, growing your skills, your projects, your future. And one for joy, yes, you're allowed to enjoy what flows in. Denying yourself only creates resentment, and that never attracts more. What often leaks money fastest isn't large purchases, it's emotional spending. Those impulsive buys when you're stressed, lonely, or just wanting to feel something. I say that with compassion, not judgment. We've all been there. But money is an amplifier, not a healer. If you can learn to sit with the discomfort without numbing it with a shopping cart, you're already building a level of strength most never reach. Love is a currency too. And Leo, your heart is one of your most magnetic assets. But remember, you attract best when you're in alignment, not when you're performing it. You don't need to chase or convince anyone. You shine naturally when you feel safe to be yourself. The right people, romantically, professionally, even platonically, will feel drawn to you when you're not seeking to be chosen, but choosing yourself first. That glow you give off when you're doing what you love, when you're speaking your truth, when you're grounded in your own worth, that's the real attractor. Someone may show up when you least expect it, simply because they were pulled in by the light you stopped hiding. And your physical health? It's not a separate issue. Your energy is your currency, and if you're running on fumes, everything else gets harder. Hydration isn't just a wellness trend, it literally helps your body conduct energy. Natural detoxifiers like turmeric, lemon, and celery support your liver, which filters out not only physical toxins but emotional ones too. A few minutes of morning yoga or meditation isn't about being zen, it's about centering your energy before the noise of the world pulls you away from yourself. Even small choices like cutting refined sugar or switching to honey and fresh fruit can lift your vibration noticeably. And when your vibration is clear, you make decisions from clarity, not chaos. You see opportunities sooner. You respond to challenges with more grace. You become more magnetic, not just to money, but to peace, alignment, and connection. This part of the work isn't as flashy as a sudden windfall or a big cosmic shift. But it's the foundation that allows those big things to last. Without it, you're just catching moments. With it, you're building momentum. So let this be your invitation to tend to all the spaces of your life with as much love as you give your visions. And if this resonates with you, take a moment to comment below. I'm ready to create the space for everything good that's coming. Sometimes, simply declaring that is the first act of self-leadership. And Leo, you were born to lead, starting with your own life. Just because something glitters doesn't mean it's gold. And Leo, in a season where the gates of wealth are swinging wide open, the truth is you'll be tested not just by how much you're willing to receive, but by how wisely you can discern what's truly meant for you. Not every shiny opportunity is a blessing. Some are distractions. Some are traps dressed in sparkle, calling to your ambition, but quietly pulling you away from your power. I've seen this pattern unfold too many times: a sudden offer, a too-good-to-be-true business pitch, a new connection who seems to get you instantly and wants to team up fast. It's easy to be swept up in the momentum, especially when energy is high and possibilities feel endless. But this is where discernment becomes your greatest wealth. Not everyone clapping for you is meant to sit at your table. Not every opportunity is designed to expand you. Some are simply reflections of your own desire being echoed back to you, but without the substance to sustain what you're truly building. Leo energy is naturally drawn to light, and you are light, so you'll often attract mirrors of your own brilliance. But this is where self-trust becomes the compass. When your internal flame is steady, you won't mistake someone else's flicker for your own fire. You'll know when something feels aligned not just because it sounds good, but because it feels rooted, steady, true. Right now, the universe is asking you to hold both courage and caution. Courage to step into abundance, yes, but also caution not to confuse urgency with clarity. Be especially mindful of anyone who asks you to rush. Real opportunities don't pressure. They invite. They allow space. They feel like a yes, not just in your head, but in your gut, in your chest, in your breath. The kind of yes that expands you without anxiety. This is also a powerful time to evaluate your relationship with wealth itself. Are you chasing money, or are you becoming someone who magnetizes it naturally? There's a difference. One is rooted in lack. The other is built on trust. One is reactive. The other is intentional. And here's the truth: when you embody a mindset of grounded abundance, you don't have to fear missing out. Because you understand that what's truly meant for you will find you, and you'll be ready for it. Remember, Leo, the goal isn't just to attract money, it's to keep it, grow it, and direct it with wisdom. That requires emotional maturity, especially when ego wants to leap. Ask yourself, am I investing because it feels like my next right move, or because I'm afraid of missing something big? Am I partnering because there's deep trust, or because I want someone else to carry the weight of my vision? These questions are the gateways to self-leadership. True prosperity isn't loud. It's not always flashy. It's often calm, grounded, and quiet in its arrival. And the ones who recognize it are those who've done the inner work to tell the difference between a golden path and a glittered trap. You already have that wisdom inside you. Use it. Trust it. Let it guide your decisions. And if you find yourself at a crossroads, unsure of what's real, pause. Breathe. Wait for the noise to settle. The truth always rises in silence. Comment below if you're ready to lead with clarity. Say, I choose wisdom over impulse. I trust the timing that's truly mine. Because sometimes, saying no to the wrong thing is what makes space for the right thing to finally arrive. Leo, if there's one truth I want you to carry with you after today, it's this: you were never meant to wait your whole life for a perfect moment. Because perfection, as we imagine it, often never comes. And if it does, it usually arrives quietly wrapped in uncertainty, disguised as a decision that doesn't feel quite ready. But readiness doesn't come from everything being aligned. It comes from you aligning with the belief that you're allowed to step forward now, even if your voice shakes, even if your plans aren't fully mapped out. November 18th isn't asking you to be flawless, it's asking you to be present. It's asking you to trust that the stir you've been feeling inside isn't random. That tug, that whisper, that repeated sign, that's your invitation. That's life calling you to rise into the version of yourself that no longer waits for permission. What if everything changed simply because you decided not to hold back anymore? What would happen if you gave yourself full permission to dream louder, act sooner, believe deeper? You've heard the insights. You've felt the shifts. And now it's your turn to embody what you know. The truth is, the steps I shared with you today won't mean much unless you apply them. So I want to ask you gently, but clearly, what are you going to do differently this week? What small move can you make to signal to the universe that you're open, available, and no longer shrinking yourself to fit inside the old version of your story? Write down your idea. Call that person. Clean out your wallet. Say yes to the opportunity that both excites and terrifies you. Do something that says, I am the one who creates momentum. I am the one who is ready. And if this message touched you today, let your voice be heard in the comments. Write, I'm ready to walk through the gate that was made for me. Not just as a reply to me, but as a commitment to yourself. Because when we speak our intention aloud, we give it breath, we give it roots. I want to thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for spending this sacred time with me. Every like, every comment, every subscription you gift to this channel is more than just a digital signal, it's a thread of connection. It's what keeps eternal mindfulness alive and thriving. Your presence here helps me continue sharing these transformative messages with others who need them just like you did. So don't leave quietly. Let me know in the comments what spoke to your soul most. And if you're not yet subscribed, make sure you do, cause this is only the beginning of what the universe is preparing for you. You're not chasing the storm anymore, Leo. You are the storm. And the world is finally ready for your thunder.